Oh. Oh, sorry, mate. Cities, our fastest growing habitat on Earth. These vast urban jungles are rapidly taking over our landscapes as we as a species grow. With over half the world's population estimated to live in urban areas by 2050, this of course means more development. But where does this leave our wildlife? Well, some cities have ensured that there is space for their wild creatures, places which they can coexist alongside us humans, and in doing so have really shown that if you build it, they will come. I'm Hannah Stitfall and welcome to Singapore. This really is a place where the saying, if you build it, they will come, holds true. Singapore is one of the greenest cities in the world, with parks and gardens taking up 47% of the total land area. So with all this green space, we've come here to the Botanic Gardens to see what species we can actually find. With over 200 acres of green space, Singapore's Botanic Gardens were established over 150 years ago. Much of the island's native wildlife has suffered from Singapore's rapid urban development, but the gardens now offer a home to species that had once disappeared. Look, quick, quick! I think it's an oriental pied hornbill. Look, I think there might be two of them. Come on, come on. It is, there's definitely two of them up there. Now, the oriental pied hornbill is actually critically endangered in Singapore, and they were once locally extinct. But in 1994, a pair came back and started breeding, so this is really, really exciting. I was not expecting to see them here today at all. And what they do when they build their nest, the male and female, they'll find a big hole in the tree, and then over time, the male brings the female loads of mud, and she blocks up the entrance to the hole to a tiny little slit, which the male will come back and feed her through whilst she's raising the chicks. And then when the chicks hatch and they're ready to leave, she'll break open the mud barrier and then they all go off. It's truly, truly fascinating. I can't believe we've seen them. But the gardens haven't just created a home for rare bird species. They also provide an ideal sanctuary for some rather large resident reptiles. It's a clouded monitor lizard, come on. Where's he gone, where's he gone, where's he gone? It's because I've got my flip-flops on. He's there. Now there are two types of monitor lizard in the garden, one being the water and the other one, which this is a clouded monitor lizard. So I'm going to go see if I can take a closer look. Come on. Just like snakes, monitor lizards have long forked tongues which they use to taste the air with. They have a pair of special organs in the roof of their mouths that allow them to find airborne scents when hunting. Being very active predators, they are pretty much always on the lookout for their next meal. So this here is a clouded monitor lizard, and you can tell the difference between the clouded and the water monitor because you'll usually see this one on land. It's a terrestrial species, and when it's hunting, it uses its big, long, sharp claws to rummage around for bugs and grubs. Due to the leaf litter on the forest floor, the gardens offer it a perfect habitat for hunting. And with its special set of skills, dinner is never far away. Being roughly just 85 miles north of the equator, the tropical climate gives Singapore not only high temperatures, but also intense humidity. Oh my God, it is so hot. My lens is fogging up. Oh my God. Watch out for snakes as well, mind. Ah. Right. You know they're venomous, yeah? He's got his beady eye on me. But as the heat increases, it brings out some of the garden's most elusive species. We've just found a paradise tree snake, also known as the flying snake. And when they move from tree to tree, they tilt their body at around 25 degrees, depending on which way the air is flowing, to make them more aerodynamic. And they literally do fly from tree to tree. And they're known to eat bamboo bats, and bamboo bats are one of the smallest bat species in the world. They're around the same size as a bumblebee, and they live in bamboo. But the paradise tree snake will manoeuvre its head into the little slits to try and predate upon them. I can't believe we found one. Being an island state, Singapore is surrounded by coastal habitat. And due to its rapid development, it had polluted much of its river network. But in recent years, there has been a huge effort to clean up its waterways, which allowed a species that wasn't seen in Singapore for 30 years to miraculously turn up. So we've just seen 3 smooth-coated otters, and they were over there, that side of the lake, and one of them was eating a koi carp right in front of us. Now, otters are pretty rare in Singapore, and they live down by Marina Bay, and they make their way through the canal system to come here to eat the fish. So we're going to try and run over there and get some better footage of them, but I can't believe it! Around 70 otters now call Singapore home, and although sightings have been increasing across the city, in Singapore they are still critically endangered. Being sociable animals, they will be seen hunting in small groups, using their long, sensitive whiskers and big webbed paws to catch their prey. They are highly adapted for swimming, and with one single breath can dive under the water for up to 8 minutes. So the smooth-coated otter is a large species of otter found across Southeast Asia, and as the name indicates, its fur is a lot shorter and smoother than other species, and it's usually found in coastal habitats, mangroves and mudflats, so the urban environment is completely alien to it, but it seems to be thriving here, and what a sight to see! Despite living in the heart of a concrete jungle, the otters for now seem perfectly at home. It's incredible to think that right in the middle of this bustling urban environment, that all of these species are not just able to live, but thrive. Singapore's Go Green efforts after the mass deforestation of the last 200 years now seem to be paying off. This is a city-state which is 100% urbanised, and in recent decades it's made a remarkable effort to allow its wildlife to live right alongside its people. As it's taken a step in the right direction, maybe we could all learn something from Singapore's relationship with nature, as it is a truly beautiful and wild urban city. So I hope you've enjoyed your time with us here in Singapore, and do subscribe to Earth Unplugged's YouTube channel for more fascinating wildlife videos. But for now, from us here in Singapore, we'll see you later.